So with the last chapter that we had, it's been almost 2 weeks since we've had a new chapter of My Hero Academia, and well, the last one that we got left on was a pretty huge bombshell, to say the least, with the fact that Deku got to meet like the predecessors of like everyone from All for One. Like, he was seeing flashbacks of like every one of his predecessors looking towards him. Like, you're seeing Nanisha, like you're seeing the originator. They're very interesting enough. I know we didn't actually talk about the chapter itself throughout this, but with the last chapter that was covered. But interesting enough, like when we were seeing through all this, like Deku being like colored Ozzy in the shadow, and he was only seeing bits of it, and his predecessor talking to him through the power, trying to give him like a premonition, a warning, so to say, and like 2 people was shaded out of everyone that used this ability, and like one version of it which looked like All Might that was like very shadowed out. So I think it's pretty safe to say that everybody in this picture and all that, unless we don't know particularly with these last 2 shadows, but the other ones, it's like saying these are the pretty much people that have either like passed away and like kind of been used this power since then. And it makes me wonder and all that, like what is the story between the rest of these people that used All for One, and like what has been like the history around some of them, because Deku is just after that point he just can't sleep. So he's just running in the middle of the night, and he's just like, Aoyama is talking to him, he's like, look, that, whatever that was and all that, like, you just stop, whatever you just did and all that, like, you need to just go and clear your head, because it's clearly something's not right. And the first thing that he does straight away, he was like, no, I need to tell All Might about this. Seriously, what the hell is going on? Like, the traces of All for One and all that, like, why am I seeing this? Like, what is going on? And he's like, he was talking to him where it's like, I am understanding all that, and they're saying that I'm about like 20% or like thereabouts about like a point of like singularity, like in my abilities and all that. And even in the sports festival, you told me that it didn't have a will of its own, but that's not true. Like, there's some weird sentience kind of thing going on with this ability, like where this is the first time we've ever seen this with any kind of ability whatsoever, where it's like, especially where we've seen One for All and All for One, we've seen these are the most 2 Aussie unique powers in there, because of course we know that it just gives you super strength, speed, like we've seen all this kind of stuff that it has the ability of and all that. It hasn't got some like crazy stuff there like, well, like Todoroki can conjuring fire and ice or explosions, but this is the first time we've seen a quirk itself manifesting into giving you dreams, premonitions, maybe has safety. Like, we don't know exactly what's going on. Like, it's the fact that the spirits are still alive in some way about that, where it's like, All Might talks where he's like, I never experienced it myself and all that. That too was taught to me. Like, he was talking about Naishia a lot, where it was like, this seemingly is a thing and all that. It's a phenomenon that only youth awakened to, and she talked, when they're talking about it when they're younger, where it's just like, the will of those cultivated by this quirk remember parts of its power and all that, you know, and he was talking about, that's kind of creepy, isn't it? And there's this really great moment that she talks about, like, which is really, and it makes more sense now in the anime when you see her talking to All Might, giving her the power last time when he's like fighting up One for All, and it's like, she just goes and says, it's romantic. Like, even if I die before it's all said and done, I get to meet you again within One for All. It's romantic. Like, she loves that, and it's like, there's this really like kind of like a nice moment about that, where it's just like, even if anything happens to like All Might, even if like anything happens to Master, like there's that one last time that you get to see him, and I thought that was a really nice way just to kind of like explain that, as she like passed like the last bit of power towards him, and like it's still like obviously like it's the most defining moment in this season 3. It might be one of the most defining moments like in all of like My Hero for like All Might, like that final, like his final fight scene. But just god damn, like on there on all that, like it was just a great little moment. I think if anything and all that, like that was the standout part of the chapter for me, with like that to me was like, that it kind of hit me a little bit, and I was like, I was surprised with that, just that one panel. I was like, I would love to know more about her and all that, even though like we're getting like multiple parts like with her and all that. There is just a bit like where it's like I kind of want to have like a chapter or two just seeing like the origins and like seeing like exactly like what more went down during their life and all that, and just seeing the fact that like there's a nice little moment afterwards and all that. It's just like I wanted to say about that like when they were talking about it, saying, you know, I wanted to mention one more thing to my you or mine. She's like, as he's thinking back to the predecessor and all that, it's like she's kind of like that, like she's kind of like my mother in a way, like how he's talking about it. And he just says, yeah, your master, she was really beautiful, she was really kind, and she like just this nice like. You see, All Might doesn't really get to smile that much anymore. Like, he hasn't had anything good happen to him in his life for a while. Like, apart like from his teaching and, you know, like training the next generation. And there's just this like heartwarming smile from him where he's just like, yeah, she really was. Like, I just had so much fun. Interesting enough, though, like, we get to see as a training mock battle happens between Class A and Class B. One character we haven't seen in a while, and that's Shinzo, the guy from like the general departments, I think he was. Like he was in Class C, who is trying to transfer into the Heroes department. He's trying to get into either Class A, Class B, and this was interesting because there's been so little on this character that we saw him, and he was he was a personal favorite for a lot of people, with especially his like interesting power of like controlling people. And he's definitely like that's what he was talking to with Aizawa. Like he was kind of like getting on there. He's like, look, we've got a busy day today, and that was clearly something he was talking about because he wants to get up there. And with the ending of the chapter, we see him in his hero gear, and it's like this is what he's generally trying to do right now. Like this is like going to be interesting if he joins like the main cast. Like since already like Class A is huge. Like it's absolutely huge, and we've got a lot of characters, and I still think there's a bunch of characters that still need some actual time to like have their moments in there, because like, you know, we've been having like, especially with like the overhaul arc, we had like a few people on there, or like we had Red Right having his like time to shine on there. Like we've had like out of everyone and all that, like everyone like Pinky, Froppy, like Todoroki, like on there. Like we had with the last time we had like Earplugs Chick and all that had like her moment as well. Like, you know, there are still a few people that I feel like need an actual time to shine, and like one little bit for off, which was like a nice little change that they had on there, was like the hero suits got updated again because it's like the winter specs, so a lot of them have got like completely upgraded and all that. Like thought like Yaoyorozu's got a cape, which I'm like, yeah, no, because she's showing so much goddamn skin. Now she just looks like someone that belongs in Detective Conan or something. She looks like she'd hang out there with Magic Kaito or something like that. It's with like this magic cape on there, and it was like, yeah, no, straight up, like that's what they're doing. And like you get to see like with Class B, as they're getting cocky, like for the most part, or that one single piece of shit on there who's like laughing it up and enjoying it. And like you get to see like the one that Red Riot fought in the sports festival. I think like he had, I know it was the sports festival, and he also as well had like his internship with that guy. It's Tetsu? I think it's Tetsu is his name. Whereas like, so it's gonna be weird seeing these guys again, because like we hadn't had a lot of time on there. I can't remember if she was third year or later year, but I'm pretty sure there was also that Kung Fu chick as well that was there that did an internship with Yaoyorozu. So I was like, I wonder where the hell she is and all that. But like definitely you get to see with a bunch of characters, and yeah, this is going to be a weird, definitely a weird next chapter, as we're going to be seeing these guys again, and exactly where we're going to be going from that, because we've had quite a bunch of heavy stuff happening recently with a lot of like lore dump, and now we're going to be dealing with Class B, which at the end of the day, like, I mean, the only ones we really know about is the cocky piece of shit and Ozzy Tetsu, so I'm curious to see with a bunch of the other characters as well. Like, you get to see some weirdos in that group. Like, there's some snake-looking dude with a shadow cloak. You get to see some mushroom girl on there. There's some girl, like, wearing, like, some lizard skin stuff, like, on there. There's one guy that's, like, completely negative but has, like, this clock attached to him. Like, there are some weird dudes looking on there. So I'm like, okay, let's see what these guys have got into plan on that, and I'm very curious to see what the rest of this is going to be, because like all we know is that this cocky piece of shit, and he was acting all tough because it was like, oh hey, look, you know, they're all talking hot shit because it was like we're close to beating you in like the festival. I'm like, really, like on there, but overall, I'm looking forward to seeing some of those characters. Like, again, like, there are some Class B characters I like. I like the Kung Fu chick. I think she's really cool, and I want to see a little bit more, like, with her, because that cocky piece of shit, like, he's the most annoying on there, so we're going to have to wait and see. But that's all for me. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.